Yo, I'm Bob. Into Star Wars, happen to be totally blind since birth. Gonna be unboxing an action figure from the vintage collection. This is Professor Huyang. And, of course, he first appears in the Clone Wars animated series. Of course, he is on the Ahsoka card back, though. Really makes me want additional action figures from Ahsoka and the Clone Wars in TVC. We never got Balin or Shin. Also, really would love to get Pong Krell from the Clone Wars. So yeah, some figures from Ahsoka, figures from the Clone Wars that I think about sometimes. Think about bad guys quite a lot. But this is about a Mark IV architect droid who teaches younglings to construct lightsabers, gives them history lessons, just an all-around fantastic professor. Couldn't ask for a better droid than this guy in your Jedi Temple. So here he is in his figure tray. He was voiced by David Tennant, of course, in the Clone Wars as well as Ahsoka. I'm going to pause this, break him out of his figure tray, and we'll have a closer look once I break him out. Back in the blink of an eye. Alright, so here is the Professor out of his packaging. So it took me a bit to mess around with him. I was wanting to make sure that I was kind of getting all of his accessories out of the package, and so he comes with some additional arms because in the show, both shows, I think, he's got these utility arms that he can use. So right now they're folded up. So he's got, you know, this set that plugs onto his backpack where they look as if he's got them, you know, folded up, not in use. So I hope I'm going to be placing him on properly. So I don't know if I have him right, because the way that the arms are designed, I'll turn them around in just a minute, they look like they're supposed to go into the little holes on the backpack, these folded out arms, just like that, because if you try facing them forward, they kind of run into his run-of-the-mill droid arms that he has. I don't know if they're supposed to go out behind him. Of course, you can move them around if you wanted. Move them up and down and stuff like that. I don't know if they kind of go out behind him. There are two additional holes in the bottom of the backpack, though. So, I mean, I guess they could go further down. I don't think you can't move them up. You can't move them up if you have them facing forward. I think they'll probably be over his shoulders. I guess we could try that. I'm going to pause this and I don't know. It looks like that's the way they're supposed to go. I figured he would want them going around to the front. I mean, I'm sure he can probably move them as he wants in the show and stuff like that. But to me, the way that these are designed, they look like they go on the back of the backpack. Now, this is me not ever having seen Huyang before, knowing how the arms are configured on the backpack. But the way that this is designed, it looks like, you know, that's the way that the arms go out behind him. Because you can have them down like that. You can move them up. You can, I guess, kind of have them going over his shoulders like that. He can move them all around. And there are other ways to configure the arms too. I'm not sure if they go that particular way though. He's got a little, well, it's either a welding torch or a magnifying glass. If it's a welding torch, he probably holds it out like this. She's probably upside down. I'm not really sure because when I looked on the box contents of Big Bad Toy Store, the only thing they called this was a tool. So it's not very specific. Hopefully it's his welding torch. It could be a magnifying glass, though. I don't know because it's not really labeled. That's gonna fall right out of his hand. It's a really little tool, so he's not really gonna be able to hold it all that well. It's made out of a very gummy plastic too, so yeah, I don't really know if you're gonna be able to have him hold that all that well. He's also got a data pad, but I'm not really sure how to get that into his hands. It's a really small accessory, but I'm glad we got a data pad. We don't really get a lot of little odds and ends like that with action figures anymore. I'm trying to get that into his hand so he won't drop it, although I'm not doing too good of a job. Maybe he can hold it in his additional arms. I still don't think I have those on the right way, but they do look like they go out behind him. There are holes in the bottom of the backpack, but I don't know if they go there. To me, they look like they go up in the top, because if you stick them on the bottoms and kind of have them going around the other way, they're not really going to be able to move up or down. At least I don't think you can move them up or down. So yeah, he's got the data pad here. It's the only way I was able to fit it into his hand. Like that. Not a bad figure. I think I give him a 10 out of 10 just because he's got, the folded up arms, as well as the unfolded set that you can attach to the back of his backpack. I wish they had elbow articulation so I could have figured out how they go on the backpack. That seemed to be the only way I could attach them, though. Kind of going out behind him. But you can move them around and he can manipulate them as he sees fit. I don't think they go on the bottom holes in the backpack there, though. To me, they just look as if they're attached to the top, and you really can't mess with them beyond that. Maybe that's the way he looks in the show. Let me know in the comment section, because I'd rather have him displayed as show accurate as I possibly can. Yeah, I like the data pad. I like his other tool, as it's labeled. Would really be cool if it was his welding torch, but I tend to think it might be the magnifying glass. He could go nuts with a welding torch if he needed to, I would imagine. I'd like to see him fight with one of those. So yeah, 10 out of 10 for Huyang. Glad to finally have him opened. I've owned him for a few months. It's just been a while since he came in the mail. So yeah, finally getting around to opening him in late June. I think I got him in like April of 2024. So once again, here he is from the front. Tall, skinny droid. And here he is from the back. With his handy dandy additional utility arms there. Alright, 10 out of 10 for Huyang, and I will hear you guys in the next one. May the Force be with you.